this is where we are in the state of California with two stories, two tales, two narratives. And when we have such belief on both sides, it's hard to see through is there a gray area? Is there a way that you can believe two things at once? And I think there is. I think we can believe that California needs to prepare to protect some of our most vulnerable Californians. We can also look to the past of the 2016 administration, and my colleague said it very gracefully from San Jose, that we in fact did have to fight, and those fights brought back millions, even billions of dollars to California that all of our communities benefit. All of them. Not just Los Angeles, not just Orange County, but the Central Valley, because the funds that come from the federal government come to all of ours, whether it's education funds, whether it's disabled funds, these funds come into our community. So we can stand up for this and believe that it's important to protect Californians. But we can also look towards the future and know that, yes, we want a relationship with the Trump administration, which is why you saw the governor meet him at the airport. And you can do two things at once, my friends. You can do two things at once. You can reach out, you can protect, and you can also collaborate. We have not done that very well as Americans. Today is the remembrance of the Holocaust. We've seen a story before, and yet what have we seen is that 50% of Americans stand on one side, 50%. So what we continue to find is nuggets to stand up and say, see, we won. It's criminals they're trying to defend. No, they clearly said it's a civil litigation. But we want to be right. And when we do this, it's at the despair of our constituents, because all of our constituents have undocumented workers. Our economy in California is based off of hospitality. Our entertainment in California is based off of hotels. I have the resort area, Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm. We have many people who come in and work in the restaurants. And when we talk about immigrants, we're not just talking about people coming from the southern border. We're talking about Koreans, Filipinos. We are talking about unseen, undocumented. And yet we make winners and losers. Well, those with the visas who are the engineers, they're okay. No, who does the work in California? Who picks the crops? And by the way, when we have people not showing up to work because they're afraid, and somebody could argue all day with me and say, well, it's not really the raids. That's not really happening. They're just the criminals. People are afraid. And they're afraid to send their kids to school. College students are afraid to go to school. And when those enrollments go down, whose districts are going to be affected? Small districts can't afford to lose students, and that's going to impact all of our districts, all of them. So when we talk about gardeners, when we talk about housekeepers, when we talk about cooks, I ask you to go and look at those people and see who is doing that work. Because our California economy is run off the backs of immigrants. So stop trying to make winners and losers here, because I'm tired of the rhetoric. And I will stand up every day to protect the most vulnerable in our communities, and I'm tired of this nonsense.